Oh my God. Oh, my bad. Let's try that again. Happy New Year and welcome back to me talking about whatever I want. I'm gonna be sober with y'all. This is not tea. This is alcohol. I ran out of my favorite tea. I spilled it. So today we're drinking alcohol instead. I spent my Christmas this year in Jamaica. My dad turned 50 this year and his birthday's on Christmas, so we decided to take a trip. It was beautiful. I mean, the ocean, the people there were really cool. The food was, at the resort was subpar, but overall the food was pretty good. I am in love with Jamaican patties now, and now I gotta find a spot in my city. While I was there, I was trying to figure out something to make a video on because I was like, I'm here in this place with a different culture, with lots of different things I could be, researching about. So while I was in Jamaica, I decided to look for some different things I could try to research. I was like, okay, the culture is really nice. I could do a video on the slave trade and things like that. But then I found something that genuinely interested me. Obeah. It is a form of witchcraft that originated in Africa and was brought over to the Caribbean. Let me just start this off by saying I am in no way an expert at all. I'm somebody who has done a little bit of research and hopefully found some truth to it. But if I am wrong in any sort of way, please correct me in the comments. Please DM me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, wherever you can find me. I want to know the truth about whatever it is I'm talking about, and if I'm wrong about it, please correct me. I love that. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let me just jump right into it. Like I said, Obeah is a form of witchcraft or magic that originated in Africa and was brought over to the Caribbean. Specifically, it was brought over during the transatlantic slave trade. I know people hear witchcraft, they automatically think it's going to be bad or evil or just overall not a good thing. But just like with any other kind of witchcraft, Wiccan, hoodoo, voodoo, all of it, it just depends on what you do with it and what kind of energy you bring to it. Now, Obeah is not typically something that is taught to people. It is something you learn through trial and error. You have to put time and effort and energy into learning exactly how the practice works for you. A lot of people focus on the bad parts of it, but there are very good parts of it too. It can be used for healing, it can be used for love, it can be used for protection. While I was in Jamaica, I talked to my tour guide who was showing us around. Her name is Angel, and this is her talking a little bit about the good parts of Obeah and what it can do for people.
Do you have any experience with Obeah? Do you know anybody who practice it? Do you have your own experiences with it or anything?
Being a Jamaican, you're definitely gonna have experiences. Technically, it might not happen to you in person, but you will be around people who thinks that, oh, this person is working voodoo on them for various reasons. Like, if you know that this person is a witchcraft worker, the least thing happens in the community or around anyone, people find fingers. Because you can use voodoo. People think every time you use Obeah or witchcraft voodoo, it's for bad. It's not. What I've learned growing up, what my grandma used to tell me, is that herbs and these things that they use in rituals and stuff like that, it can be used to cast away spirits. For example, we have this tradition. Not everyone does it now, but when a young baby is born, put a little red ribbon on their hand. That signifies that you don't want any evil spirit or any unwanted spirit to visit this young child. We don't show the baby's face until they're christened on social media or to people who we might think that might have negative energy. It's close relative will allow them to come and see the baby when the baby is just born. Those are just rituals that our ancestors taught into our parents, to our parents' parents, and then it came to us.
Now, I know I was just going on about how you can do a lot of good with Obeah, but there's also bad you can do with it too. You can make somebody obsessed with you. You can cause somebody harm. You can curse people. There's a lot of bad stuff you can do with Obeah. Here's more of that footage of me interviewing Angel and her talking more about the bad parts of Obeah.
The Maccabee Bible, or whatever they call it, this Bible that they use to work voodoo, it's they say it can do bad and it can do good. I've seen man bawl, cry like a goat. Because they said that he stole some old dude goat and he Obeah'd him. I don't know how to explain it. I just know that I saw a man bawling, walking around sounding like a goat, and people said he stole some old man goat and the old man did that to him. So because he stole the goat, he forever will walk and sound like a goat. I never see that man do anything. But how can someone you know so long all of a sudden start sounding like a goat? That don't make any sense. You understand me? So there has to be something behind that. I think there is mystery to this life.
I get you.
A lot of things, For me, with my experience of Obeah, I can't say I've had a one-on-one with anybody trying to do me anything. Because even if my mind or people around me say, oh, people are trying to hold it down or people are trying to bad mind you, I'm always praying. And when you're so sure of the God that you serve, you know, it's like you don't care if people want to try to do you things. You know, it can't catch you because you're protected. So it's a mind thing on both ends.
Of course.
The devil is real just as much as God is real.
Now, there are a lot of different signs and messengers in Obeah, including animals and also different symptoms you can get based on what people try to do to you. Owls, vultures, chickens, exotic birds of any kind, anything that kind of stands out is usually a big sign in Obeah. Owls, specifically white owls, are messengers saying that death is coming in 3 days. Chickens down your yard is usually also a bad sign. I mean, also it's another sign of death. Same thing with vultures. An abundance of insects and vermin is also just a big sign of Obeah and that bad things are coming. Red ants, black ants, an abundance of cockroaches in a place that isn't necessarily dirty. Too many flies congregating in one specific place. You try to swat one away and 10 more appear in its place. Like a hydra, they tend to disappear. Just weird things happening. Your mind playing tricks on you when it comes to that type of thing. Also rats, not mice, rats with really abnormal behavior. Them showing no fear, not hiding when you try to go against them. Also them scurrying about during daylight hours, just like really active at weird times. I've seen spiders can mean good and bad things. I mean, with webs, you can see a connection to all things, but you can also see something blocking you in life. I think it just depends on how you feel about it. Some more internal signs you might see are you being angry or frustrated? Like you feel like things or people are just standing in your way consistently all the time, and you just feel this anger inside of you. You get mad at yourself. You get mad at the devil. You get mad at God. You're sick and tired of your circumstances, but what you don't know, somebody's plotting on your downfall with smoke and mirrors. Another symptom is sickness, aches, pains of any kind. Have you ever randomly got sick before out of nowhere? Or maybe felt pain in a joint that you haven't felt before? It might be the early signs that someone's trying to cast a spell on you. Other symptoms have been dizzying of the eyes, a tightness in the chest, loss of breath, dizziness, back pain. I mean, the list goes on and on what it could possibly be if it's Obeah or just possibly symptoms of life. I mean, another feeling people have is just being like plain worn out, not feeling up to doing anything. Imagine this, you wake up after 8 hours, you have a tall cup of coffee, and you still feel drowsy. You still feel like you could lay down for 8 hours and just sleep. Your entire body feels like it's been run over by a truck. People usually say if you feel that, do not give in and go to sleep. Stay up, stay active, because the worst thing you could do is lay down and go into a witchcraft-induced sleep for 6 to 8 hours. If you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're exercising, you shouldn't be feeling like you're walking through quicksand. Something might be generally wrong, or someone might be targeting you. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Obeah in current day Jamaica. It's not really a common practice. It was never really a common practice, but especially today, it's not. Again, remember what I said before, it's typically not taught to people. It's something you have to seek out and learn on your own by trial and error. They actually passed the Obeah law in 1898 to secure easier convictions for Obeah. That means if you were caught using any signs of Obeah or you were seeking out somebody to use Obeah, you could be thrown in prison, you could be flogged, you could have a number of things done to you as a punishment. In 2012, they actually removed flogging as a punishment for Obeah in an effort to remove flogging from the legal system in Jamaica. Yet Obeah is still illegal in the country. You could still be sent to prison for it just like that. It's very strange that 126 years later, this piece of culture is still criminalized, and it makes you wonder, how much does the government believe in this? Do they feel like there's weight to Obeah and fear it, or are they just trying to do it to criminalize a culture?
But it's our culture. That's why I'm trying to figure out what are they literally hiding from us. It's our culture. Every Jamaican knows about voodoo and Obeah. Every single Jamaican. They might not know how to work it because of the family that they grew up in, but you hear about every Jamaican have this one story of this person who Obeah this person. Even in families, people do it. Some people say them do it to be better than people, then do it to hold on people, then do it to kill people. But I always ask this question, right? If Obeah is so strong and real and good, why can't a man use it to like be rich? Why can't a man use it to get everything he wants in life instead of using it to do bad?
I'm gonna give a huge thank you to Angel, not just for letting me interview her, but also for showing us around Jamaica and showing us different spots and just generally talking to us about the culture and stuff like that. So if you're traveling to Montego Bay, I'm gonna put her stuff in the description. Go look for her, find her, give her some business. She is absolutely fantastic. Again, if I got anything wrong in this video, please let me know in the description or on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever you can reach me at. I always want to know the correct information about whatever it is I'm researching, and I'm very excited to make more videos about whatever interests me in the future. If you like content like this, like and subscribe. let me know so I can keep on making it. I hope you guys have a fantastic morning, evening, night, whatever you got going on. I'll see you guys in the next one.